I want you to picture a feeling just for a second.
Okay.
You're sitting with someone, and for the first time all day, maybe all week, you feel yourself just letting go, dropping the armor. There's no need to explain yourself or justify how you feel. The messy parts are just there, and it's okay.
And you feel that deep sigh of relief.
Yes, that quiet certainty that you're just completely seen.
Well, that feeling, it's so much more than just, a nice moment. It's not poetry.
Right.
It's physiology.
Yeah.
It's a literal neurochemical event happening inside your brain, physical transformation.
And that's what we're diving into today. The science that proves this feeling of connection. It isn't just a luxury. It's a biological need.
It is.
So, okay, let's unpack this. How does a simple moment of empathy, of just being understood, translate into these hardwired changes in our biology?
It all starts by flipping a very ancient switch. Emotional intimacy is the most powerful biological regulator we have. It calms our evolutionary panic button.
And that panic button, we're talking about the amygdala, the brain's alarm system.
Exactly. The amygdala, it's constantly scanning your environment for threats. And when you feel misunderstood or, isolated, that alarm is it's running hot.
Okay.
But in the presence of someone who offers that non-judgmental safety, the amygdala starts to settle down. Its vigilance just drops.
So cortisol, the stress hormone that goes down too?
It drops, yes. But what's really fascinating is the speed at which your body recovers.
So it's like an emergency brake on the whole stress response.
That's a perfect way to put it. Yeah. Studies show that people with that kind of high-quality emotional support, they don't just have lower cortisol to begin with.
Right.
Their bodies clear the stress hormones out of their system way faster after the fact. A simple, "I'm here for you," is a massive signal to the brain that the emergency is over.
And there's more to that signal, isn't there? I mean, this goes deeper into the nervous system. We have to talk about the vagus nerve.
Oh, absolutely.
Hey.
This is where we go from a sort of mental state to a full-body, visceral feeling of safety. The vagus nerve is like a superhighway.
Connecting the brain to the body.
To the heart, the lungs, the gut, everything. It's the key messenger in what's called polyvagal theory. When someone offers those subtle cues, like a soft tone of voice or gentle eye contact.
Their whole presence is calm.
Exactly. A non-reactive presence.
Yeah.
The vagus nerve picks up on that. It's like a sophisticated safety radar.
And it sends a message back. All clear.
No threat detected. And when that happens, it literally applies a brake to your fight or flight system. You enter what's called the rest and digest response.
And the effects are physical.
Oh, immediate. Your heart rate slows down. That knot in your stomach unclenches, your breathing deepens.
Which means that feeling lonely, it isn't just in your head, it's a chronic physiological state.
It is. It's your body stuck in that fight or flight mode. And that constant bath of cortisol and adrenaline, it just takes a huge toll on your sleep, your memory, even your immune system.
So emotional intimacy is the antidote. It's what applies that vagal brake.
It's the biological antidote to chronic stress, period.
So, okay, once the alarm is off, the brain shifts from defense to reward. And this is where it gets really interesting for me. It's not just about taking away the bad feeling. It's about adding a good one to make sure we keep coming back for more.
That's the feel-good flood. And it's a very strategic chemical cocktail designed by evolution.
So what's in it?
You get the famous trio. Oxytocin, that's the bonding hormone. Serotonin for mood stability. And crucially, dopamine.
And dopamine is all about pleasure and reward, specifically in the ventral striatum,
So,
right?
got it. The brain's core reward center. But here's the key thing about dopamine in this context. It's not just about feeling good now.
Okay.
This area is also tied to motivation, anticipation. So even a brief moment of real connection, it spikes dopamine there. And that biologically programs you to seek out that feeling again.
So it's a positive feedback loop.
An incredibly powerful one. It's how our biology ensures we build resilient relationships.
But that raises a question then. If it's so rewarding, why is being vulnerable so terrifying for so many of us?
Well, that's the tension of being human, isn't it? The fear response that comes from past hurts. And it's always faster than the reward response at first.
At first.
But every single safe interaction helps to override that history. Which brings us to the next point. Emotional intimacy actually helps you think more clearly. It literally sharpens your mind.
That seems counterintuitive. How does sharing emotional chaos make me more organized?
Think about it. You've had a terrible day. Your mind is just a storm of thoughts. You feel overwhelmed. You can't figure out what to do next.
Can there?
You go to a trusted friend and you just start talking. Maybe they don't even say much, but as you talk, the fog starts to lift.
Oh, I know that feeling. I feel that shift almost immediately. The minute I start talking, I start making sense of it myself.
That is co-regulation in action, and it's mediated by your prefrontal cortex, the PFC.
The brain's CEO, the part that handles decision-making.
Right. And when you're emotionally flooded, your limbic system, the emotional part of the brain, it basically hijacks the PFC.
So you can't think straight.
You can't. But sharing those feelings with an empathetic listener,
Right.
someone who was regulated themselves, it actually activates your PFC. Their calm helps your executive function come back online.
So their stability lets my brain get back to work.
Exactly. It reduces the emotional noise. And over time, this process strengthens those PFC pathways. You get better at processing emotions on your own. You become less reactive.
You literally create more mental space for yourself by offloading the emotional clutter.
Precisely.
Right.
Which moves us into the really long-term stuff, the actual structural rewiring of the brain.
Because these experiences aren't just fleeting moments, they build new highways for trust.
They do. Our brains are incredibly adaptable. Every single healthy, safe interaction doesn't just feel good, it physically strengthens the neural pathways for trust. You are literally rewiring your brain's default settings.
Which would make vulnerability feel less like a threat over time.
Less like jumping off a cliff and more like taking a small, manageable step. This is the very engine of healing, especially for people with past relational wounds.
You stop scanning for threat.
And you start expecting connection. Instead of always anticipating rejection, your brain starts to expect warmth, safety. That shift frees up a tremendous amount of psychological energy.
And speaking of physical effects, we have to talk about one of the most surprising things I came across, the painkiller effect.
It's one of the most compelling examples of the mind-body connection.
How does emotional closeness literally dull physical pain?
There was a fascinating study. Participants were given a mild pain stimulus, and researchers found that the pain processing areas in their brains were significantly less active when they were simply holding the hand of someone they trusted.
So it's not just a distraction.
No, it's not a distraction. The brain is actually interpreting the pain signal as less threatening. The emotional context of safety changes the physical perception of pain. Plus, the oxytocin released in that moment has a subtle, natural analgesic effect. So that comforting touch, that I understand, it is literally turning down the volume on suffering.
So intimately it helps us survive stress, it helps us heal, and it must be the foundation for growth then. It doesn't just fix us, it prepares us to thrive.
It's the launch pad for ambition. This is what psychologists call secure base functioning.
The idea that you can only really explore the world if you know you have a safe place to come back to?
Exactly. When you know deep down that someone has your back no matter what, your brain can stop devoting so much energy to self-protection.
And it can focus that energy outward instead.
On learning a new skill, starting a business, taking a risk, that intimacy is the safety net that lets you climb higher because you're less afraid of the fall.
So when we put it all together, the big takeaway here is that emotional intimacy isn't the opposite of strength or independence. It's the biological foundation for it.
It is. It's the nutrient the brain needs to move from just surviving to actually thriving.
The science is just. It's undeniable. The human brain is wired for closeness. It dictates our entire biology.
It regulates our emotions, it builds trust, it makes the stress of life easier to carry. It's not optional.
And it's so important to say, this isn't just about romantic relationships.
Not at all.
You can find this powerful biological regulation in a laugh with a good friend, a moment of quiet understanding with family, even in how you talk to yourself.
Absolutely. What really matters isn't the label on the relationship. It's that felt sense of being safe, of being seen, and being truly understood.
That's the fundamental requirement for a resilient mind and a healthy body.
It is.
So, knowing that your brain requires this safety to thrive, here's a question for you to carry with you. What is one simple, proactive step you can take today to nurture that felt sense of safety, either for yourself or in one of your closest connections? It might be the most important thing you do all week.